Coming up on UT10 News in HD, a special edition of some myths and legends about the university.
We'll tell you if there are really underground tunnels on campus and what the rocket near the Glass Bowl is aimed at.
And the UT community waited in line for hours to get a ticket to the championship game. Your special edition of UT10 News starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Roth.
And I'm Ashley Karsten.
Did you know that the center of main campus has become one of UT's legends?
Most students that walk through the Centennial Mall don't know the interesting story behind the footpaths. The mall actually sits where a large parking lot used to be in the 60s. During snowstorms, students walked across the parking lot, leaving worn trails. These footpaths became the foundation for the mall.
Geography students took photographs from the top of University Hall in the winter, where the student snow paths could be seen crisscrossing between University Hall and Student Union and other buildings.
UT is one of 22 other universities recognized by the American Society of Landscape Architects. The mall is one of the 100 most beautifully landscaped places in the country, making it a UT legend.
You may think you're hearing bells in the clock tower, but do the bells really exist? The Great Depression left no money for bells once the tower was completed in 1931. However, chimes were purchased in 1940 and were replaced by a mechanical tape player in 1983. Currently, a digital recording system is used to give the illusion of bells. UT alum Mark Walker has maintained the bell system since 1986.
The company that made it, Schulmerich Carillons, had gotten out of making mechanical carillons, so you could no longer get the parts for it.
Cast iron bells have never existed in the clock tower, making this story a UT myth. From the University Hall tower to its basement, many students have heard about secret tunnels on campus.
Our cameras were rolling to discover the mystery down below.
Students may have noticed the connection between University Hall and Gillum Hall at the Savage Business Complex. This connection and the basement of Savage are two considered to be tunnels, although they appear to be corridors. UT administration plans to construct more pathways such as these. However, there is an older tunnel that most students don't know about. The tunnel located in the basement of U Hall runs 210 feet long to the Memorial Fieldhouse. The once pedestrian-friendly tunnel is now used for utility purposes. Vice President of Facilities and Construction Chuck Leonard comments on the myth of this tunnel.
It used to be used as a fallout shelter, so years ago they had designated fallout shelters for national disasters.
For UT10 News, I'm Jasmine Nelson.
So what started out to be a myth turned out to be a legend.
Another legend students hear about sits in the center of Centennial Mall.
Reporter Brian Johnson tells us how you can seal the deal on your next exam.
Here at Rocket Hall, orientation leaders tell a story of a legend. On October 23, 1995, the UT seal was placed in the middle of Centennial Mall. Originally, the seal was placed in the ground, and if stepped upon, the student would fail their next exam. One UT alum discussed her undergrad experience with the seal's initial myth.
When I was an undergraduate, which was a very long time ago, the seal was still on the ground. It wasn't raised. What I knew of that as an undergraduate was that you really didn't want to step on that seal. That was going to bring you some bad luck when it came to exam time.
Nowadays, the myth has evolved along with the raising of the seal. Students today are encouraged to walk to the right of the seal and touch it with their hand. This symbolizes walking on the right path to a good education. One UT student remains skeptical about the myth.
I'm not really big on myths, but I believe that if you study hard and you work hard, then you'll be able to do well in all of your exams, no matter what.
For UT10 News, I'm Brian Johnson.
People are hearing voices on campus near residence halls. The latest UT legend in the making is the Ottawa Echo. When you walk between Ottawa East and Ottawa West, you can hear yourself echo. You can only hear it if you stand directly in the center of the pathway and speak. Students passing through the circle do not know where the echo is coming from.
Some people think the Ottawa Echo is because of aliens and ghosts, but nobody really knows. It's a phenomenon that's happened.
All incoming freshmen get a chance to hear themselves echo during student orientation, making this the latest UT legend.
Is UT taking aim at Bowling Green?
Mark Singer takes us to the launching pad.
The rocket, which is located outside the glass bowl, was given to UT by the U.S. Army missile program in 1961. It is equipped with 2 sets of fins and a propellant booster capable of guiding the missile to supersonic velocity. If this 1-ton rocket were launched, the myth states that it would hit the 50-yard line of Dwight Perry Stadium in Bowling Green.
Calculate the elevation, the launch velocity, and the direction, and boom, you put it right there.
And it is no shock that this missile has been aimed at the team down south.
If it were lit, I think it hit the 50-yard line of Bowling Green Stadium. They're our rivals, and that's what it was designed to do.
From where I'm standing, Bowling Green is located directly south of this position. My compass here says south is that way, right where the rocket's pointed. If this baby were to blast off, the last place I'd want to be is Dwight Perry Stadium in Bowling Green. For UT 10 News, I'm Mark Singer.
So since it hasn't been proven yet, it's a myth, right?
I might try to launch it after the newscast and make it a legend.
I'll bring my matches. Stick around, we'll be back with Greg Wichard in your Rocket Sports in 30.
Welcome back. I'm Greg Wichard, and this is your UT 10 Sports. The Lady Rockets hosted the Charlotte 49ers last Wednesday in a battle to get to the WNIT Championship, and the women were ready to go. Let's kick it over to Savage to see if the Rockets had what it takes to advance one more game in the tournament. The women started off on fire, taking a 20-8 lead, and they just kept the points coming. Not only were the players ready to go, but the fans packed the house, bringing a crowd of over 7,000 people. And here you see Andola Dortch with an impressive layup. But the women wouldn't stop there. They just kept draining baskets. At halftime, the women had a huge 43-23 lead. Coming out of half, the team kept up the intensity by taking a 31-point advantage. The win was a complete team effort, having 5 players in double digits. Coach Collett believes she is a team that just won't quit.
This team, really, the team chemistry has been amazing, and they just don't want to quit. And I just love whether we're ahead, whether behind, the resiliency of this group, no matter who we play.
If you wanted to get a ticket to the WNIT National Championship, you better have arrived early. People were waiting nearly 5 hours for tickets. Savage was at capacity, and the women weren't there to disappoint. The game started off as a back-and-forth battle with both teams fighting for leverage. Here you see Nama Shafir dazzling the crowd with a tough three-pointer to beat the shot clock. That was unbelievable. USC refused to quit, hanging within 3 the entire first half. When the second half began, it was very obvious that the Rock of Toledo squad, Nama Shafir, was ready to take over. She set a WNIT championship record with 40 points. The ladies kept the pressure on and refused to give an inch. When the final buzzer hit 0, UT earned its first national championship in school history. Look at all those ecstatic Rockets. The women celebrated by cutting down the nets and claiming ownership to the 2011 WNIT National Championship. Coach Collett believes this isn't just a game, it's a life experience.
The confidence that they've gotten from this tournament will pay dividends not only in basketball, but for the rest of their life. You know, when they face a tough challenge, well, hey, we beat Southern Cal in the championship game. You know, this is nothing.
That was truly an amazing game.
It's a history-making game that's now a legend.
Congrats to the ladies. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for watching this special edition of Campus Myths and Legends on UT 10 News. For the latest breaking news from our campus, go to our website, ut10news.com.
And it's no myth, you can always watch our award-winning newscast on YouTube and Facebook, where you can get caught up on all of your campus news whenever you want. For Ashley Karsten, Greg Wichard, and all of our crew, I'm Ashley Roth. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.